Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'll try and do a linear design loaf soap. So I have prepared my mold. Have a look at it, and I've put this wooden stick across it and held it in place with plastic elastic bands. So this is what, I don't know how the design will come out. So this is handmade shea butter soaps, linear design. Obviously I'm making a vitamin C soap. I'm on a natural vitamin C roll. So Akwaba again, which is the word for welcome in my native language. So we are making natural vitamin C linear design soap in Ghana. I've prepared my oils, and this is my lye solution, and I'm sieving my lye solution into my oil. I always sieve my lye solution into my oil. Look and see what's left behind, some residue. So because of impurities and residues, I don't ever pour them directly into the oils. Now, instead of using stick blender, I use my hand. When they are big quantities, I use the quick trace, Dr. Jani quick trace paddle. But because this is just a kilogram batch, I'll be using the whisk. And I want light trace, so it's not something that should take long. My tracing usually takes about 30 seconds, and yes, my oils is already traced, but I just need to make sure it's uniform. And because I don't want to waste time, I'm adding my mica at the same time as I uniformly just like put whisk all together. My right hand is more vigorous and has more power in it than my left, so I usually use my left when I want the tracing to be slow. So I want light trace, but a slow light trace. I don't want it to be too quick. And I'm adding my fragrance to the soap butter at the same time. Okay, so this is it. I've eyeballed it. About 10 mils of fragrance I've added to this. Now I'm doing a wedding flavor. The good thing about wedding flavors is that I can go outside my comfort zone and do other designs. I sort of can become more creative because this just really makes the tracing faster. I do not like it. So I'm putting it in 3 batches, and I'm creating green design. So there's going to be soft green, and then there's going to be darker green. So the darker green will have the natural vitamin C color added to it, and obviously the green color. I have to work fast. You guys, you realize that oops, it's already thick traced. And then there's green here. I wonder now it's thick trace whether it would work out, but let's see. You never know. Okay, so let me now pour this into the last jar that I'll be using to pour out my colors. So I'm going to use the same whisk to whisk the one that I placed green in. You see, when I added the natural vitamin C, the green colors are different because I've already worked with the natural vitamin C powder from experience and realized that it changes the overall color that you want. So I'm trying. Oh, it's already thick, and this is without stick blender. Now you know why I do not even bother using stick blender. I doubt I'll get what I wanted as my design, but let's see. Maybe it will come out. Oh no, probably won't, but there's no harm in trying. So let's try it, see what comes out. So this should have been very light trace, and then we place on the rod to break the foam. Now let me put in another layer of no color. Even if it doesn't come out perfect like we wanted, at least we did something, didn't we? It will still be an interesting concept. So let's see how it comes out. No color. This should be light trace so that it's poured on. Maybe I should be using stick blenders when I want the trace to be lower and slower. Because when I use my hand, it's faster than when I use stick blenders. There we go. Another layer of white. Ooh, my white is getting finished. And then a layer of light green. Layer of white. So we would do that till we get till our mold is full up. We are going to place it in the order we just did. Is this what's supposed to come in? I hope I'm correct and I haven't gotten it wrong. Well, if I get it wrong, they say every mistake is a new style, right? So sometimes we get lovely concepts from what we think are mistakes. So it's not every time that what you think is a mistake is a mistake. God uses it to make things creative. And when I look at the green, it reminds me of the Bible verse that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, it reminds me of Psalm 23. He makes me to, I don't know why he asked for the valley of the shadow of death first, but he makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. So there's something very pleasant and satisfying working with soap. It's just interesting. Okay, so and then the light green. Almost done, almost finished. So I'm just shaking it out, and I use the spatula. I use the spatula to do it. So you know what? Next time I want light trace, I probably will work with stick blender because my hands are too good. And then this is also really thick. It has stick traced already. I think it's because the perfume I used, the fragrance I used, thick traces. Sorry, it's not perfume, fragrance. The fragrance I use, thick traces. So it has thick traced already. Let me put it in. And let's put the dark green in. The dark green that I thought was just a little, I ended up being extra. what happened? A wooden outer case was coming off, so I had to like really push it back in. I'm happy that I have this elastic band that is holding the case together, otherwise it would have come off. And then you see that some butter is on my skin, and when butter goes on your skin, oh, okay, you do not see it, thank God it's not in the field. When butter goes on your skin, spray some right away with your vinegar solution. I do not wear long sleeves when I'm making soap, because when I did and it went on my sleeve, it actually got a bend, because it took some time. When I sprayed it, it still did not seep through the fabric. So the soap butter was on my skin for some time, and I got a bend from it. So because of that, I wear short sleeves and would rather just spray my hand to neutralize the butter with vinegar. So I spray my hand with a vinegar solution I have in this white spray bottle. Like, let me just illustrate here. And that's it. So making soap in Africa. And I would even illustrate where we have power cuts. There are some nations in Africa that do not even have, they still use generator as their source of power. So these are people, you cannot even go to them and say, oh, use stick blender in making soap. No, they do not have the power for the stick blender. So for them, they will definitely need to use the quick trace paddle and the whisk. And I've already demonstrated in this video how to do it. So I will do another video where I would cut this after putting it aside 24 hours for it to gel and to saponify well. Okay, goodbye. So see you in the next video. The next video will demonstrate cutting of the soap. All right, bye.